kahubi and ampuntuo my abrabom no. Yes, because minim we have politics na na always leaders and as any partner did to me be more no. I am much more interested in harnessing political capital out of every venture embark on without looking at the kind of impact our citizens no ko kill ko to abano de man nipa no omunya because leadership everywhere near set up Alaska the basic element I will say wo hwa say how a nipa benefit from enhyehyeye na ekwan a wotwa to ho.
That's right.
And politics leadership no sa na tie by hano sa nema no enye priority enti say harnessing political capital out of everything and then deception
asset in
politics of greed individual interest and the whole lot of that particular negative energy no take it over and so ya there e be do a point asabi adwen kra ye to ho dwene ho hu sa de we am ye whether it is right or wrong no sa ne man nyina excuse you. So sometimes what hu niema bi e koso you begin to wonder say na mpanimfo na ya de we ya na say nkra ba ba kwara na bodwe e platform matusala chen na chen wa chen se ni din wa bible na hono ni din ni bible 2.3 alaska sana etie enti over the years so here nya independence by how many years in there? It's been 67 years and counting.
Very well.
But yejina because I heard the lightning speed Ghana the bone mu ase abra being the first country in the sub-Saharan Africa to gain independence. Now heard the blueprint and chroma to ho and the idea the vision na owo senka all the Ghana be kwa kodru ba bi no Alaska na nya de ketwa o senka ye go by that blueprinter nka ne Ghana ni abrantie ensore nkone na Middle East so kopa adwuma enka Ghana ni abrantie enkotena balu so e wo Libya se or track for Spain akopa brabo but enam say greed na the way yantimi amfa nya adwuma na that blueprint ya to atwene na politics in the last time bana me catch say abaya self-serving counter okotena akira
2.3
udia me am wofu ahye se ehia kora so lokwa kofi bi aguase aba biem aba fele a na ekom de wunua no ma that is the kind of leadership table ya set up e wo kroma say enti politics adidi awura ade biam ene ye de aba beduru ba bia aba beduru dum so aye challenge and over the years ye nyina ye nim kwan a afaso a abidavo yan because abran kroma bo ne timpo say Ghana ya pese ya go the industrial way make catch us osate up temana na factories ni na se for air coming on stream no Alaska o energy demand ebe peak akosoro.
That's right.
Because some of this industry, this steel, aluminium companies and also for air coming on stream, power consumption are very high. So you might want to upgrade your power capacity to a level where say we bet me accommodate you more. The guy, because of the time now our vision, you know, power or the bar then you know, and Akuffo sorry ka say wakwaya akosombo power eboro so ayen hia. This particular assembly aye kan omo kan about 50 years ago.
That's right.
And that statement was repeated. Abraham Akuffo Addo by say John Mahama could sign a pay and take sort of agreement. The power na abroso. So power na abroso a conversation munu no. And then started
some years past.
Some years ago when in Nkrumah that hydro dam no our Kosombo no. Amoka say Ghana sika na oda kodin sem hunu ase be power na yenhia. Because then it was around 930 megawatt of power. Ghana by then na de yehia kura nuru 300 na say for enti no almost SS e be sai but ye baya beduru ba bia Ghana outlive that particular energy way no which means other areas must come on stream so sabre no na Ghana na ye distribute power na SS ni bia ma ye neighboring countries and na say be omunya power so that is the vision na owo in the over the years in successive government FLEs and realizes say I didn't Nkrumah no your energy needs because industries among for private businesses population and kasa expanded Accra Kumasi Cape Coast no other way no energy needs the consumption high because urbanization no ama sa niema we nyine mu ababaye but enam say ye be ye bibi am making sure say energy capacity no beko we no eni ho that is why we witnessed doom so at the time and ekoso bebre and at that point there was absolutely nothing anybody could do to save the situation because in the past no we failed to plan. That's how we fail to plan. We fail planning at the end of the day, no consequence no bad. We in the midst of it, you can't do anything. So that is why at this power agreement course
that's right.
And one major way attract public attention AMERI. Kwanya the then government of Mahama buying fast while within that short period I'm negotiate Akuffo that particular plant in the buy. There were a lot of political commentary and I mean say obita mo mansika not the quota and I went to you have every right to raise any concern.
Exactly.
So those concerns
were legitimate.
One man for course of man sembebre ekoso but in the end na MPP then ka say omoba AMERI deal no ombe hwehwem na obi a what this ka wombiado that person will be prosecuted. That was the big statement. Omoba and lo and behold they didn't back down on that particular commitment. They sisu dua say AMERI no they were still convinced because AMERI deal there no the transaction was around $550 million. I am in 250 megawatts of power. So almost say cost no inflated, they are overpriced and then what Franklin Kujo in the think tank way.
That's right.
Imani Ghana the research by Bontin doing comparison to other way countries price no inflated na so now then Ghana for you trying to say AMERI krono akoso enti aban foforo abai de ye be nhwehwemu ama nkrofo no mokoto ya omudi Ghana dwirim no Alaska yati omuti afiri so ena aban no sesa na mo set up committee ne na se for your investigation ya na se for enti boache jako den na se minister no ena na o lead that particular charge and obeka ya Akuffo Addo ba na no mo ka se Mahama assign a lot of power agreement ayen hia no omode moja shew etwitwa a lot of the contracting without going through due process.
That's right.
Ama some of the companies no asi Ghana asisi ameno kasa yi Ghana etua eka judgment debt your friend say UK court and several other way abo Ghana kasa that agreement na ye terminate ye no ya mfamra kwan so Ghana etua judgment debt abisi na yeguso yetua AMERI one of the biggest transactions on the table. So they attempted to say that particular way. Then the then energy minister control letter the command attorney general na your friend is saying so fire Akuffo. Because our person will take a certain decision, even though initially no I want to be more that anyway, and I want to command for the advice on the AMERI deal. Mamini go through all the documents in your car say. We'll go through all the transaction. Even though terms of agreement na work contract no free say in favor Ghana. That was the statement though. But when as to whether say fraud akoso, obi a sika, obi a committed crimes there, and she cannot establish based on the fact they are available to her. And on that basis, and I'm say something illegal be ankoso so far as the transaction are concerned. No, sabane kase or koso. A terminate AMERI contract na
at the assembly
and you only an advice and say and I'm say krono bia ankoso bi ntino what they can do ni say they should engage the AMERI as a company no mo kasa na omo renegotiate terms na ono na dwimo free say em favor Ghana no
right
na ye renegotiate terms no Alaska the renegotiation na kofa nsem bebre baaye no I say cabinet set up meeting say ye betena say abe set up a team na ya hwe omoni be wa won so na kabia sa rechiri da kwakọ bo bi pa amena
and also asserting
one set way I review bibia we dia common minister na say onje hwem na ye nkonko a and the cover that tussle between I don't want to go through those way cover that tussle between ono and Gabia sa rechiri da kwa and now so ko we president in animo say he was misled Emma Nikofie. So that is the AMERI for you. AMERI way, Emma, Nipa, Emma, and I'm so busy because it's MPP campaign, and I'm so winning political power.
Exactly.
Because to a lot of not here, a good to say a few and a lot of people bought into those things. So everything around this whole thing, the political aspect of it, in Alaska, we free men. So yeah, baby, now say AMERI, no, a free campaign inside because the contract was 5 years.
That's right.
5 years no mo year we are say omo hand it over to government of Ghana. Contract no na expire on the 1st of February 2021. By that time no aka 3 days ama contract na wu no. Alaska. Do you know say na say Ghana ye audit a machine no said in the conditions here.
That's right.
Because 1 year who said in the conditions here now koja insurance e wo ho na sa de bia ko insurance company ade bia ba ho they will not pay. Again, you need to train VRA will be taking over the officials because this is a thermal planter over the years, you know.
Need the service.
Servicing as for you need certain expertise, you know, technical knowledge. I'll bet you taking care of. And 3 days to know, and a AMERI for trouble. I say time as some budget. I didn't hand it over, mama. You who she Obian training VRA official bia Obia cry and again. I didn't sign the $32 million amunyentua outstanding bill as at 2021.
That's right.
Sikani and Sankai. And Timunya ready some machine Mubagia na and a year back and forth. Time Nasanka machine reverted back to Ghana clan. Ebetoso and the copy 2022.
Okay.
Ugananka said take it over 2021 and 2022 Alaska. Ebedi Ghana buying some and they hand it over to VRA. Then another Kasa be some PM yes so bakai.
That's right.
Yes, yadi ko Kumasi. Na yadi ko Kumasi na menyo say yadi ko Kumasi na amanfo wo issue e wo ho. Na mom the cost na amanfo e ka say e involved in moving the plant from Aboaze in the Shama district, Iowa Western region to Kumasi no. E kokosi over $32 million. Yeah. AMERI no, was it AMERI na 10 unit your friends a plant.
That's right.
10 units no ba could be a MI 25 megawatt. And the 226 here the 6 no Kumasi. I'm na come 150 megawatts of power. And the year 226 units na Kumasi no transfer na relocation no be cost to Alaska $32 million.
US dollars.
Na say to talk osirem dia na je.
Kumasi na ma $32 million.
Yeah, Kumasi na and a minister no be je change because there is this energy think tank we are no money government according to yes, omokra no say documents omo chance on no e kire say
71
apart from say omo move no e be cost yen 32 no government say 25 no contract no mo sign with Multilinos SA company no ya hand peke no.
Okay.
And yes, and go through any no competitive tendering be hand peke no any other man no. And a year man another 3-year contract e could do Kumasi a. Omo managing for 3 years. 3 years no managing no. Yes, am omo $36 million. And in all no $71 million.
AMERI na you fraudulent.
Yes.
Afebedu Ghana ha.
Afebedu Ghana no. Amanfo afa kwan bi so ebenyo omo cut free so because nka Gabriel so chire da kono fa ho se ya renegotiate.
That's right.
Now renegotiation unim dia na ewom. Renegotiation no original agreement no. Me catch say machine you turn on your friend say build, own, operate and transfer basis.
That's right.
And to umba build I operate. So after 5 years, no more transfer to Ghana.
Na be ye bona fide property.
Be ye bona fide property. Gabriel sorry da kon say or ko renegotiate no. Ono ko tro say enkrofo no enrane machine for 20 years. Na Ghana yenti $1 billion in fampi omo so. Ade na say ye kro no dey turn $550 million. E ye kro no. Enkrofo no me fa 20 years. Na yenti tax Ghanaian taxpayer no ensantua extra $1 billion. And fan pay almost no mumfa. And according to the Nagabine, Ninkrofo no proposal no dear, and Kabay no, AMERI no medi a ho. Kenya Ghana, the end of the Kusikumase. I will tune for ma aquasa pintine. Yakobon Chanamo Massa or Gonka, ya were the next 15 years away. These are the truth, the hardcore truth.
That's right.
Alaska, yet to add in the Kumase no. And I'm saying to talk Kumase and make sense because you see. Power infrastructure is very key. Because Oko America, some of their critical installations in the for no, ya sada up push or more at an area because anything can happen in the country. There can be insurrections as after individuals be so we jaw power winning. You can't go to Jatuma. I know that you energy grid
reserves.
Decentralize it across. Sana or mine be a critical infrastructure. Be a sana moyeno. Edi Abuazeno. Most of the power plant because of gas pipeline in the concentration of those who in our and the Timothy Kumasi, I think they're about wanting to quasi war. Abuazena will be no creative Kumasi de and I say, be baby, will be the Yamwabo in. So on that basis, it did make sense. But to a point, Alaska, yeah, transfer across here this huge sums of money. And you see, nsam no ba obian ho ba chechire ma kire wo.
That's right.
That is ade san wo obian ho ba chechire ma kire wo. Na me utie story na man narrating na.
That's right.
The political score na asefo along the line nyina aba na in an election year. Obi hu say me de me hu ya me yam see me say na no, and I'm one of the first person I break this particular story.
That's right.
Alaska me hu flyer I say VRA for say omoko lanche hooray omoko commissioning project wo Kumase and me hu K1 TPP e wo Kumase me say me ti ha maintain time Ghana aye like yakoto power bi anase yaye some we bi na ba say na Kumase TPP 150 we na free fa and sana wura mana konta san aya AMERI na yatutu 6 unit ne de akono ene yakosesa din no ene yaye no K1 TPP ordinary enya big story enya hwe enko so anything because it's din enya hwe but Alaska the idea to conceal it now make it look like a new project and knowing the political history of AMERI, how these people bastardized, insulted to the extent that the scandal every mobile, you know, everybody, we are very honest. We might want to tell the story, say how Yababedru, Sabio Biaba Clay, our team. And you see your politics no be enkrase sem wom menim se o se na po kan sem bi o se power obetimi abota tape na ka be me de
e ma cho Ghana fo nyina entie nia na po kan
na do da kwa Akuffo Addo nti ebi asi ena awie no kre obi nya sa bia anka obeye obi ja sa bia o ntimi nya bi nti ana de osua wasa no osa no achia nepa Ghana bali bebre adwo we bi asi ho eso obi amusa se aden na ekọ ho ebi se soja ama Ghana yira esi wa kosombo kwa Kuma breso esi wo akuse champion abreso ebua esi wo bui Akufo abreso esi ewo takrade president Ronald abreso adana na do bank Akuffo Addo de esi de esi Kumase a o se Kumase fo adu na ye bie there be Ghana na ye chechiri
enti no na me bisa se Akuffo Addo Kumase no e dey na Akuffo Addo e dey Kumase that is the very way ya obi apese ohu that is the thing. Nanya no kra na yanka Alaska na sa opese wo trans na wo ye fair analysis very honest ayo power sector. There is no single government what committee a lot of resources when it comes to your power infrastructure than the Mahama administration.
That's right.
Because abra yenya power crisis no na evident say your power output very low. The guy decided say obeye bia to make sure say you bet me elevate your energy needs to a certain level. A buy no admit say ene. Ye nya power na manabro so. Ama government no kura asinsign pay or take agreement be brebo mine ka energy sector can do na because of this agreement. So the question is ope obi a why that particular investment our power sector our evidence what bet me gina so aka say we ayo no. So how come and how kwagina ba bi ko ka say your friend say Nana Akuffo Addo e de den Kumase 150 megawatt no. Let us assume without admitting say the 150 megawatt of power no cry Akuffo Addo initiation na cover buy or the Kumase. Can you compare to other infrastructure that has been laid out there? Alaska, this is the level of dishonesty, and you see some of these things are understandable. Now no na me catch you be say so over the years see ya ho. So we hear the ekoso ewo Kumase in recent times. The whole Ashanti regional minister ekotena radio so ewo Kumase and ye bisa na say Mr. Man e dey na waye ewo Ashanti regional Akuffo Addo buy because ye nim say Kumase e World Bank e dey na waye no ha the whole Ashanti regional minister on administrative head even toilet kure Kumase a or yawe he couldn't mention a single development abai na ye Kumase, not even one. And then he told the host to say only nachi man call the office minim say office investment ya yagu in the office na okwasa actually there nobody knew. He couldn't say anything. Asenso Boache call Star FM could make the same thing. So Alaska, this thing is a desperate attempt by government just to convince people say Ashanti region yanso ya bibia mamo and I would say na post statement now it affirms this fact.
That's right.
It is out of this desperation the fact say in Ashanti region despite the vote say ya twama ama MPP over the years. Na omunye nyamfaso bia animguasi aba no we need to do something to tell the people say Alaska ye de bibia bramo but dey way this will be all gullible and will be all ignorant. Maybe we think the people are so gullible and so ignorant say they can hoodwink them into believing say ade oya ade abai because Akuffo Addo prioritize or more above any other Ghanaian or anything and all this investment way ba plant ya wo hodada and ya kotutu free baby
that's right
and ya keka see any ya de aba ya penti moment and ya de aba just like sa train no makwase sa de aba ha say no ya be kan ho say Malaska me say train no just go and ko ben train no na hwe the body of the train mo say
exactly
aya niam dada bi egu ball as baby ne ya keka see any mu ne ya penti de besi ho. I saw the pictures yesterday.
That's right.
And my candidate say there is no way omokoto train papa bia de ababegu na chense mu na.
I think Matisa samna da.
Amaka me can already we so. Na I see you try train. Alaska train kwan ya to ho. For the past 3 years
let's end with this.
Train nyam fa so da. Na sa wo ko try trainer the best akra onim nyansa akra ka say ese me fa kwan no so hwe.
Exactly.
Ade wo so a na yakota masi so. So Alaska this AMERI deal we ya ekoso yi a desperate attempt on the part of Bawumia and na sefo nom say ye bibia ma amanfo ahu say Ashanti region ye bibia ma but the fact remains say critical infrastructure na ewo Kumasi and I was so much disappointed say otumfo ko gina ho no nanka I was expecting say obe use the opportunity to remind Abane say obi asi medical village ewo Afari aka nwuram say we hospital why there over the years oka ho asem and there are several other critical health infrastructure aka nwuram ewo Kumasi aye the Ghana for sika na ye Abine na atwam nu kwa na see ya enye ono ne bottom sika na odi see ya or the Ghana for sika na see ya and coming to benefit the people of Kumasi eno na ye critical infrastructure nipa be benefit uwia you can take credit say anya hwe obi na start ya uzu na awie ye ko Ghana Abine sika na ye de ye ni nyina. These are some of the things that you tell the people to do, but Alaska you reduce this whole politics to this kind of minhu yabusian for ye namfo and ye can sem na masabi a favor a lot of people when we know the truth. AMERI no be any be free buy. So anya hwe kra no at least just catch any nipa say sa project we buy as soon as in the cover buy na ya buy so ye to aso. It's simple as that.
I look at the names he was mentioning Kufa Nkrumah Ayebi Wakosomo where ye be was
and then ma increase politics no apparent no and my catch on po I wonder why people are proposing say Alaska increase 7 dollars because winning wasn't not the same guy a man for obi anamfo aboni din say obey running mate the same week no look at the way he embarrassed himself.
Exactly.
Kojina hokotu cheek kikan se huni chira manfo in the end no look at him. So that is their nature. That is idea suban it is anyensan. Who is here nyeye? That is who he is. And to kojina ho na obey that infantile childish politics. He knows very well say machine na o kan ho asem no. Nipa na o de ba ni tikroma. Yantia na Professor Mills. Abra all that NY na di no. Okoso Akuffo nsa na kotwa away.
Very well.
Akuffo secure the funding. 2.3. Eye kwan road na ewo oko Kumasi as I interchange no moya na se on fe ne say baby Mr. Sate no am for us saying poku as interchange no dey na Akuffo Addo lunch no kwati nsem o kan ye Alaska some of these infantile childish politics no me free say baby ye duru ye twam because governance na continuity obi start from baby oba to aso ye dey kwa nim. It's as simple as that. At the end of the day what matters is say nipa no be benefit and who ne hia na say hwan no eno ehun hia but you can create an impression say this is an all new project when na wakosesa power plant aboa no de abakumase and we see the narrative for eka ho say ye do asantefo over the years na ban bia ba onya bi mamo na ye bai de we ne ye ba be ya ma when you know the truth the reason why AMERI ni nyina koboa no ewo aboaze do you know why? Because the AMERI plant was commissioned on natural gas.
Exactly.
And because there is a gas infrastructure project it cost over $1 billion investment. About now person we boni di no. Ono aso na sanye because it was Mahama who did that particular investment there. And unti that particular plant was there. Enti afe no wo se wo kotam sika ma company build the gas pipeline from
Kumasi
from wherever Abuaze all the way to Kumasi to supply your friends natural gas. Alaska.
Sandy panel person born the
yes.
gas no.
Exactly. So you see, I don't make us say 7 no yard also. Baby we should be talking about the way forward. because I missed all this power where you celebrating Nasifoi. AMERI wa hayi kurai. Look at the situation we are in today. Me ankasa for the past 1 week in the Alaska. What's not fear nye? What's not fear nye? Sesi ameno kasa. Remember that sorry. Anapa 5 a.m. near doom light up to now. And Nora the whole day it was off. The following day it was off. That is the current situation. I tell her. Now me an individual memfa power no any personal business in Bono. Look at the way I'm suffering. And a man for more businesses or more coastal. A man for more use power no for their daily activities. Our government need to come clean and explain to people why. In the midst of catch and say your power I bro so. I didn't see Ghana for any power is sustainable. You own the people explanation. You be some minister no ban no can cross seminar or find no occur. He's not answerable to anybody. But the reality is that Ghana for are suffering. So, baby agency say, what is the problem? Is it because the America may say problem yet home because we don't have money to pay for
the IPPs? That's right.
Because IPPs no sorry ana nisika man no answer will doom the plant. Won't mean anything. Because plants no, when we are independent power producers no, answer a model plants in the no. They go into agreement with the government to say, "Yeah, be produce power na yeah better." We need guarantees. Because Alaska, so Obi, at be produce power, individual you can buy.
Exactly.
And yes, a company business.
You don't have that capacity.
No, and a power generation is in here. Tomonta, uko say in the market, and me tom power be tobi. No, so answer a company in the bado. On the government be go into agreement. Say me produce power now. Enti, give me an assurance. Say you buy the power. So they will come. Enti, Obanas and the Sikas and in Sakaran farmer. Overdum the plant. And that is what we are going through. There is no money to pay for gas. There is no money to pay the IPPs. Power sector na hono. Nanka ya the fund ato. Sa ya friend say Esla. You be make sure say players na hono. Ya ombetimi di sika na ewom no etuetuetutu omhoka. That particular fund has been collateralized. Sika no kra bom na chese wo da kotu obi ka. And some na hono doso. So we need to come clean in Alaska. We are buying, also we are responsible. Now, enya power, enya say, your energy capacity in low. We have it in excess according to in some market.
That's right.
Now you cannot manage even the excess power. There was some fast one saying. These are some of the questions that we should be asking. Your minister now. This is the questions you put to them. But you see, Chrome and politics now quite this kind of way. And the media and also are divided on partisan lines, depending on where the person's interests are falling.
Exactly.
Say obi na waswa questions in a different obi for na waswa questions in a different but the impact on Ghanaians are the same.
Right.
So at the end of the day, certain room has been created for some individuals who feel so we are entitled. We are this is the real government. Buying here, and when they do something, feel they can get away with it. And that has been the motivation for these guys to be doing what they are doing. Because serious. Now your media Sabi omuye very frontal and they are willing to confront people and ask them the critical questions. I'm not sure say people like Nepo will have the guts and the infantry to take the stage and be spewing those garbage out no catch Ghana for no. So we the media no, I think that you have a role to play. You have a significant role to play. You need not to play boss with these guys because Alaska, Ghana na you play with no. Your future is on the line. Because Metisen will be complaining our class why import wakofa nam.
That's right.
Efra bontiamba na tienka kro ha ye tisi na da hayo. Enka ye import nam.
No.
Ye import nam.
And amanu to me too.
Yes. Ye import nam kwa hefa. But ye first ka import nam de bakro ma say. Ebedura because of power we ntino adum. Na Alaska anya hwe nipa no man timetable no hu say e da say me power be off. So people can plan. Say I'm going to hang generator cry now that make sure that power the way.
Exactly.
That is the
also no so unfama
no.
Nipa no ko drone.
Now we say kaka safi eche nipa no. Na wase afa ne ho adi and nobody is holding anybody accountable. Enti ene ekodu sa Ashanti region ade bia ani ho a then you find a way. But you see the most interesting in Alaska. Almost say Akuffo Addo and on person by development. Let us assume that Akuffo Addo has decided say in the Ashanti region onya ade bia. Akuffo Addo as a person. And I'm saying MPP, Ashanti region, play a crucial role in the politics of the MPP and the governance architecture. You can't do anything without Ashanti region. Exactly. So whether he likes it or not, he has been forced to appoint a lot of people from the MPP. Ebinu cabinet ministers, ebinu CEOs, ebinu hold sensitive positions. So all these people put together. Alaska, my question is, what is their bargaining power in terms of impressing on the president to do something in Ashanti region? And it's a president in Nanya Sani Padudo when you know, so Muntimia. I just have to name fast walk.
And that's almost there.
Also, name fast walk. Because it's not just one person, a tons of people are hold sensitive, critical positions in this government. So Akuffo Addo as an individual and I decided to make Adia Ashanti region. What about these people? What's your bargaining power? Can't you impress on the president to do something in Ashanti region to the extent you have about to do a pointer? You've been asked, say, just mention one 4 monumental project in the Ashanti region. You couldn't even mention a single one. Or some first as a minister and saying, and I think that the people must rise above this partisan tribal politics kind of way, you know. So you make sure say judge are buying based on Nema wire. Some of these things will get away. Because it was Napo who went to Ashanti region and told the people, say, Kumase dear, your mom MPP t-shirt and one and one. Abajimumre na omo yes our politics no. Samra na nibie ni ho no ana man for the emotions na tribalism na your politics no but na anibia ba amam for maka so that the world is in a competition baby obia no we are in competition with other people so we need to elevate the structure in such a way so baby obia no obetimi ba competitive. And you need to provide the basic infrastructure in here. Now you think that the people don't need anything because tribally you are connected. And for that matter, about your motivation, unya shame no. No fa hodi. Na duru there then e bisa say there na why na unya shame ba. Then AMERI by force you appropriate it and make it look like say your bona fide property. I think that this kind of the media, some people have done a good job because you see the expose started. That's because they thought it's going to be easy for them. I'm fly didn't fly because when the VRA put out that particular fly, you know, then the expose started coming. People begin asking questions. And no, you nim a buying at the power way be able. AMERI na yet to newspaper pass the call. And then the expose came. And you could now hono. Who say Muna na president did not know? That's right. I say Ghana for baby where need they can see. Oh, you can play the video. That's right. I say but Nepal where ni na obom price of money baby abo mo hu. Oh yeah. Maybe some nema na oye no oye do honhom mu yeso ye ni baye na yahu do honhom mu because ani was why nyina yahu ide we've seen nothing.
But I say Evan Cheno say nothing come I mean try me jeje de nkra to sima pe me ba ye be ko